People, I had to do something. I had to do some round of applause, round of applause. Welcome, 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 everybody. This is part 2 of the live stream, everybody. I am your host, Inspector H. This is the Internet Court of Public Opinion. And people, this is part 2 to Is LV General the cat burglar, everyone? He has been charged with the R word, people. And Brit faces Dubai firing squad, people. My God. And that's what we got coming up in the Internet called Public Opinion. This is part 2 because part 1, at the end of part 1, everyone, the stream flopped. Yeah. So part 1 was about if you want me to recap part 1, basically yesterday in Croydon, a black woman with crutches and food containers had a taser poured on her, not because she was dangerous, but because two-tier in policing still treats black women's voices as violence and their self-advocacy as a threat, people. My God. So that's what we was covering in part 1. Part 2, everybody. LV General charged with rape, everybody. Make you go. She. That's what we got going on. That's what we got going. So everybody settle down. Everyone settle down. Settle down, everyone. Back, people, we're about to begin the show. Let's go over here. People, this situation is dark, as they say in these internet streets. Anyway, what does it say here? What does it say here? So people, we're going to read this right here from London and UK Street News, Crime London. So it says, YouTuber called LV General has been charged with rape. LV General, real name Augustine Mitchell, was remanded in custody after he appeared in Bromley Magistrates Court last month. So this was June the 20th, people. So he appeared in court last month. The 37-year-old of the Ladywell then had a bail application hearing at Woolwich Crown Court on June the 8th. A second man, Marcel Johnson, 39, of Grove Park, was charged with kidnap with the intention of committing a relevant sexual offence and 2 counts of rape. My lord. Johnson was released on bail following his appearance at Bromley Magistrates Court on May the 27th. The offences are all alleged to have taken place on May the 24th in Lewisham, people. The pair are expected to appear at Woolwich Crown Court next Thursday, June the 21st. People, we are June the 28th, and my God. So is LV General a cat burglar, everyone? You know what is wild about this whole situation? Leading up to this, people, I have seen so many clips. I don't follow LV General. I don't know who. I see him on the Arsenal stuff, but I don't follow him like that. I'm not well versed in his comedy, everybody, or in his commentary, everybody. But what I would like to say is when I do see clips of LV on the timeline talking about stuff, especially talking on Philly, young Philly people. I used to call young Philly the cat burglar, everyone. He's a legend. Innocent until proven guilty, everyone. But when I saw LV General speak upon young Philly situation, or people ask him a question, his answers to me was like, God damn it, who needs enemies when you got friends like these people? Even if you had a falling out, because when I watched one clip where LV Jenner was talking about how him and Young Philly were very close, that his kids would call him uncle and stuff like that. So how did he go from that to he's a grown man, he can take care of his own responsibilities, everyone? God damn it. Because if, let's say this, if you believe your friend is innocent, you will defend your friend to the end, people. You gonna get what I'm saying? Because you know your friend's mannerism, you know how they stay. But at the end of the day, you don't really know people. But if you know your friend moves appropriately out here in society and he wouldn't commit such a heinous act, you be 10 toes down with your friend, innit? You either say, I can't speak on that situation because the court case is ongoing, or you just simply say, I don't believe he done that, but let's go through the court process and see what happens. And then, you know what I mean? You can use your noggin to say, you don't have to answer the question, to be fair. But the answers that he given on Young Philly, I was like, God damn it. And when this pops up right now, man got charged with rape, everyone. Man got charged with being a cat burglar. I thought to myself, my man have the audacity to speak on Young Philly's situation, everyone. And you're the cat burglar all along, everyone. Oh my God. You can't make this off. So, what's this right here? So, we're going to look at this thing. First, let's go on. People are over at the TMC over here. We're over at the TMC. Music connoisseur. Let me go in the music connoisseur. LV General. We're gonna put in LV General. And let's recap on the timeline a bit. Let's recap on the timeline a bit. So we got one right. This is June the 20th. YouTuber LV General, real name Augustine Mitchell, has been charged with rape. A second man, Marcel Johnson, has been charged with kidnap with intent to commit a sexual offense and 2 counts of rape. Jesus is Lord, people. My Lord. Hold on, let me put in the bouncer. So it must be this right here. Let's look at this. So it says here, bouncer says LV's generous family likely didn't know about the 2025 sexual assault case he pleaded guilty to in January 2025. God damn it. So it's 20. Hold on. So he pleaded guilty. People, we in 2026. So the sexual assault case he pleaded to in 2025. So I'm pretty sure all the videos of him speaking on Young Philly are goddamn recent, people. They had to be in this year. Gotta use your thinking, gotta use your noggin to work this out, people. So he's out here trying to snatch the kitty off the street, people, and he's speaking on Young Philly's situation. But all along, plot twist, people, he was the cat burglar all along. So he's saying here, LV General's family likely didn't know about the 2025 assault case he pleaded guilty to in January 2025. So when you plead guilty, people, you're admitting to your guilt. You're not admitting that. You can't go up in the pen and say, nah, I'm not guilty, but I just had to plead I'm guilty so I can have a lesser sentence. Nah, people, It ain't that bullshit. Because if I know I'm innocent, if I know I didn't snatch up no girl off the roads, I know I'm innocent. I'm goddamn innocent. I'm 10 toes down with that. Give me 29. Let me prove my innocence. I'm not admitting to no guilt if I didn't do it. So if you're pleading guilty, you're admitting to guilt. It's just that simple. Because I know if I didn't do nothing, I'm gonna plead my innocence. God damn it. So which he pleaded guilty in January 2025, which may have been one of the reasons he was remanded in custody over the 2026 rape charge. Now these court documents have been released. They know. Let's look at this. So he's the bouncer, right here. We got the. What did you say, people? Shit, people. God damn it. My foot parched. Let me get it.
Where's my yak? Where's my yak? Oh.
Okay. Let's see what he's saying.
That consent and the madness that was going on. And probably LV General's family probably didn't even know about this previous case. He probably kept it quiet because he was the only one that was going to court and dealing with it and whatnot and whatnot. And now everything has come out and it's crazy. But why it's mad is no one is using their platform.
So first things first, what we have discovered right here, that LV General has a reputation of being desert thirsty. You understand? He has a reputation of being desert thirsty because he pleaded guilty to that sexual assault case back in 2025, everyone. Let me get my information right. I don't want to put out misinformation. Was it 2025? So it says, yeah, sexual assault case he pleaded guilty to in 2025.
Bro.
So he has a reputation that he kept hidden of being desert thirsty and attempting to be a cat burglar, people. Understand?
That the madness that was going on. And probably LV General's family probably didn't even know about this previous case. He probably kept it quiet because he was the only one that was going to court and dealing with it and whatnot and whatnot. And now everything has come out and it's crazy. But why it's mad is no one is using their platform to speak out about it. But I'll be honest with you guys.
I'm using my platform. This is the internet court of public opinion.
Shit.
Everybody else is want to talk about the stupid shit, but we talking about some serious shit right here, people. Is LV General for cat burglar, everyone? We must find out.
Sometimes I'm very disheartened. And the reason why I project, or I don't even project, but the reason why I'm so raw and I don't care what any of you lot say, bro, because if this was me, every page, every news outlet, every influencer would get.
God damn it. Was it froze up like that?
Previous case, he probably kept it quiet, bro. That consent in down with a point of view and the impact any would get.
Why is it freezing up like that?
Get a chair and sit down, and they will have a lot to say, or there will be loads of people that will be sitting down with a point of view and
yeah, everybody will be chatting, yeah, man. Anyhow, you find out the bouncer was purchasing some pom-pom texture, or he got himself in a situation with a woman. Everybody be talking about it, but everybody would think he was guilty straight away. But everybody knows there are women out here who are very wicked and can lie on a man. And those type of women make it worse for the women who actually go through this kind of heinous situation. make it hard for them to come out and speak up. I know women like who have been in serious situations where they're afraid to come out and say anything because of the man or because who he knows, or they convince themselves, it was my fault. And I know women out here who are wicked and they would lie on a man as well. And I know of men who move dark with women, everyone. Don't hang around with them. No. Hell no. And I know men who've been accused by a woman, but they were really innocent and they had to wait 2 years to go through court and all those things to prove they're goddamn innocent. And during that time, their life was ruined. All their friends who they thought there was 10 toes down with him weren't 10 toes down with him. They believed it as well until he got vindicated in court. All of them felt stink. So this is a very complex situation. But if you plead in your guilt to sexual assault, that tells me you're probably that type of man out here. You move dark with women, and there's probably man them out here that know this information to be true, that hang around with man, that know that, you know what, he moves a bit too rough with gal, rough with women, but they keep it quiet in themselves or they don't want to check a man. But now that it's all come out, everybody goddamn knows, everybody. What is done, what they say, what is done in the dark will come to the light, people.
Impact. Anything what I do, man's impact is, if I get it wrong, Riel, I said something mad, you get me? My thoughts go out to the young lady that passed away in the car crash. Bro, there's always an uproar. There's always multiple lives or this or bounces so bad. But look how everyone is silent. And this is why I expose the industry. And this is why you hear these mad conspiracy methods or these conspiracy theories that the industry's full up with pelos or nonsense.
You know what, as well? You know why people are not going mad? This is my assumption. This is my opinion. I think the reason why people are not going mad, because I think it's dependent on the messenger. I think because it is the bouncer exposing the situation, and then I guess the general consensus of bouncer is, I don't know, people feel like he's a chatty patty or he's a snitch himself and he ran off to Dubai and all that stupid shit. I think because of that perception, people do like the bouncer, but they don't want to come out and say they like him because they don't want people to troll them. That's what I think it is. Or I think people just don't like him for no reason, because that's the energy that people have. You get what I'm saying? That's what I think. So if it was who's like a British personality, I don't know. Would if it was like Grime Daily, I don't know, I linked up, or I don't know. What's that other guy? What's that guy? What's that guy that sits on the table with the bald head people? The one with the bald head. What's his name? God damn it. Pound sterling. If he exposed the situation, would people start making more videos on it? I don't know. To be fair, I've only seen the bouncer talk about this situation. But then again, people, I'm not searching for the situation like that. It doesn't come on my timeline. The algorithm doesn't feed me this. So let's continue.
And whatnot, because it just goes to show, yeah, we hear that stuff in America, You hear that stuff in America.
America.
We don't really hear that stuff in the UK, but this is the stuff in the UK. Look, have a look. No one hasn't published any statement. You go to, look,
Let's have a look, people. Let's have a goddamn look. So this was, when would this come out? This came out a couple of days ago, June the 25th, people. LV General. So obviously it's been a couple of times where a few more people can release release it because something. So we got Behavior Podcasts, we got RTM. This put LV General Assault. There are people, like I'm seeing I've seen about like what 5 different channels so far. Between, I'll say today, let's say between basically a week. It's been a week. And people are talking about this situation right here. We might have a look. We're going to look at, we have a look. I said something right there. Let's see what the internet people got to say about this. Not many people commented on this. When did we start supporting gossip pages? It can't be gossip if it's facts. It can't be gossip if it's facts. So are you mad? I think is that the problem right there, people, with society is. I would like to ask this person, who would you rather have exposed? This is basically what's his name? The bouncer just said. Because it's him, nobody's really talking about it. And this is kind of a example right here. Because like I said, the perception of the bouncer, people see him as, I don't know, like a gossip page, a chatty patty that lives in Dubai. That's what people are saying out here in these internet streets. But it's literally been it's been 365 days and nobody knew that LV General was what's the term? A sex offender. Because that's why he's a sex offender. He pled guilty to sexual assault. Does that mean he was on a sex offender register, everyone? Because if you pick, let's put this. If you plead guilty to, you know what? Let's ask Grok. If you plead guilty to sexual assault, do you end up on the sex offenders register? People are gonna get the big screen out. Let me get the big screen out, everybody, so everybody can see. That's what I want to know, because if LV General pleaded guilty to a case back in 2025, and Arsenal won the Championship Cup after 22 years, here it is, everyone. So what I put was, this is what I said. I said, if you plead guilty to sexual assault, do you end up on the sex offenders register? And it says right here, people, it says yes in most cases. Pleading guilty to sexual assault will result you being placed on the sex offenders register or the registry, depending on the country, A guilty plea counts as a conviction for these purposes. So it says here key details. Law differs in jurisdiction, people. Almost fumbling. But the principle is similar. United Kingdom Sex Offenders Register notification requirement. So under the Sexual Offences Act 2003, sexual assault is a qualifying offence. If you're convicted, including by a guilty plea, you automatically become subject to notification requirements. You must notify police within 3 days of conviction or release from custody with details with your name, address, date of birth, national insurance number, etc. Failure to comply is a criminal offence. Duration depends on the sentence. 5+ years custody in indefinite for serious cases, often indefinite. Shorter sentences or commuted orders, 10 years, 5 years, or 2 years, halved under 18s in some cases. Even without prison time, many sexual assault convictions trigger it if the offence is listed in Schedule 3. So important notes: pleading guilty doesn't avoid registration. So pleading guilty doesn't avoid registration, people. So LV General is a sex offender. Let that sink in. This should not be something anybody should be mad at. Nobody should be mad at me researching this and looking at this and just presenting it to the internet. Because why? Because there's people out here going under the radar who are sexual offenders, living amongst families in the community, but yet we want to ban under 16s. Remember what you said, parents? You said you want to ban under 16s off the internet so they can go outside to be around people who we don't know who are sexual offenders, everyone. So you want your kids to go outside and play in a community who you don't know who are the PDF files are. You don't know who the rapists are. And you don't know who the nonce offenders are. But you want your kids to go outside and play unsupervised because you don't want them inside on social media because you don't know what to do with them. That's what I'm saying. It's been 1 year and nobody knew my man is a sexual offender and he's on the register. And he's out here making tunes, music for Arsenal people. That's crazy. It's not crazy. Look at Jimmy Savile. Look at what he got away with. Again, pleading guilty doesn't avoid registration in the vast majority of sexual assault cases. It's triggered by the conviction itself. Exact outcome depends on the specific charge, the degree of assault, your age, victim details, sentence length, and jurisdiction. Plea deals sometimes negotiate reduced charges and might avoid or shorten registration, but this isn't guaranteed for standard sexual assault. Consequences are long-term: public listing in some places, travel restrictions, employment, houses, and limits. So let's go explore sex. We're going to explore sex offender registry laws. Let's see this right here. Let's see what Grok comes up with. So it says sex offender registry laws require people convicted of certain sexual offences to register personal details with authorities. These systems aim to help law enforcement monitor offenders after release, though their effectiveness, fairness, and impact remain debated. Laws vary significantly by country. Okay, we know that. So let's go United Kingdom sex offenders register. So governed by Part 2 of Sexual Offences Act 2003, often called the Sex Offenders Register, but it's a notification system to police, not a public database. So we wouldn't have known that. Just reading this bit right there, the information of knowing whether LV is a sex offender isn't accessible to the public. Only the law, only the authorities would know this. So who? Automatic for convictions, cautions for offences in Schedule 3 of the 2003 Act includes rape, sexual assault, child sex offences, grooming, indecent images, etc. Applies to adults and children. So I already know that if an adult is caught with indecent images, they get straight onto the they get put on straight onto the sex offenders. So if they get put onto the sex offenders and they don't get jail time, sexual assault, I'm pretty sure you're definitely going onto the register. Okay, people. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what the bats are saying on all this. I just want to see. Okay, let's look at this. This is goddamn 8 minutes long. I'm not gonna watch all 8 minutes.
The wall
I don't know.
of
Let's see this.
comedy. I'm gonna call out the shea bar, but I'm gonna call out the wall of comedy, the wall of entertainment. I'm gonna
Ooh.
call out Jovan and is it Presley? I'm gonna call out the wall of entertainment. The reason why I'm gonna call out them because they're alleged the wall of
So it says here, exposing the industry. Why are they still showing LV General on social media?
comedy manages LV General. Let's get into this. When we get into this, you're gonna know what I'm speaking about. And anyone that hasn't been following the storyline, this is the storyline. This is LV. Now,
Yeah.
you know, LV General is a convicted ex-offender. He's a nonce. Last year, January, you got found guilty.
Yeah.
Kept this under the wraps. Cool. No one didn't know.
Kept it under the wraps and nobody knew, people.
She.
So, from reading what we've read so far, he's a sex offender. He's still working out here, probably around your kids as well, everyone. Ran other women, and he's a danger to I better go. People like this. He's a danger to society, everyone. Meanwhile, over in Croydon, it takes 6 police officers to restrain a black woman holding crutches and some food for a mum in the middle of the street, everybody. Can't make this shit up.
She.
You get me? My thoughts go out. First of all, let me say trigger warning before I start going into it. My thoughts go out to all victims, all real victims.
Yeah.
Now, the young lady emailed the wall of comedy. It gets dark. Let me show you the wall of comedy, the wall of entertainment. Same thing, yeah?
Yeah.
Just so you don't know. This is them, yeah? Just so you know. This is them. This is their page. They've got a big YouTube. You get me?
People. I don't even know what that means, people. Anyway, carry on.
I'm gonna get a few things up for their YouTube. But this is their page. You get me? The Wall of Entertainment, and they also produce. You get me? On Channel 4.0, they produce all of these programs, and it's very important that the members of Channel 4 and everyone is watching this, and you're paying attention to everything that I'm saying. I'm coming with receipts. You get me? You know, so you know. Now, we go to LV General's page. You see it here? It says bookings, LV at Wall Entertainment. So that is these guys. These guys.
I thought it was 3 of them. I don't know. Used to watch them back in the day, people, but I've grown up, everybody. I've grown up. Yeah.
That is Jovan. As you can see, these are the owners, founders, yeah? They have to be taking accountability. And that is Percy. You know me, I'm not great with the reading, but you catch my drift.
Yeah.
Founder. So you catch the drift? And the reason why I'm going to say this, yeah, because the email. So they not only they manage LV, not only they manage him, obviously he's on the website, whatnot.
You know what? Maybe did they know that LV was a convicted sex offender? Because if he pleaded guilty to sexual assault, it's just reading what Grok said. You know what? Young kids, if you happen to read this, don't rely on AI just to search to validate your information. Always cross-reference, man. Cross-reference. I was fumbling over my words, but you get what I mean. What I'm saying. Right, if pled guilty to sexual assault, do you end up on the UK sex registry? So Google overview is saying yes. So we're on unlocked.org. So it said, what is a sexual offense? Sexual assault involves touching a person sexually without their consent or coercing them to engage in sexual. Let me read that again, people. My guy's fumbling. What is sexual assault? Sexual assault involves touching a person sexually without their consent or coercing them to engage in sexual behavior against their will. Child sexual abuse involving forcing or inciting a person under the age of 18 to take part of sexual activity. This can involve physical contact, including non-penetrative acts such as kissing and touching outside of clothing. It can also involve non-contact activities such as encouraging children to look at sexual images or grooming a child in preparation for abuse. It is an offense to take, make, possess, or distribute indecent images of children. Images can include photographs or video footage, but also drawings, tracings, and digital treated images. It is illegal for children under the age of 18 to create or share sexual images of themselves and for other children to have in their possession an explicit image of a child. Therefore, 2 17-year-olds in a relationship can be committing a crime by sharing explicit photographs of themselves with each other. There are numerous offenses related to prostitution. It is illegal to persistently solicit in public or offer or pay for sexual service, manage a brothel, or incite another person to become a prostitute for gain. So women that selling their monkey on the internet. Are women sending their monkey on the internet, promoting their stuff on the timeline? Are they sexual offenders if they are encouraging children or encouraging people to buy their shit? Can adult content creators on the timeline on social media be considered sexual offenders? I would like to know. That's a bit interesting. It says there are numerous offenses related to prostitution. It is illegal to persistently solicit in public or offer or pay for sexual services, manage a brothel, or incite another person to become a prostitute for gain. So when we have all this, women should share their snatch should sell their snatch. Are they considered sexual offenders? Pornographic images that are deemed to be obscene, for example, due to including extreme violence, are illegal. It is an offense to disclose private sexual images of another person without their consent, i.e. revenge porn. So that is sexual offense, people. You know what? Did they teach this in schools? They should teach this for under 16s, to be fair. What do you think, everybody? Do you think that? Do you think that? I believe this should be taught in schools. So kids know how to behave. You know what not to do and what to do. You know how to behave around people. Is this taught in schools rather than relying on your parents to teach you this? Because I know what a sexual offense is, but after reading this, I am more enlightened, everybody. Because now I know. Now I've got full context of what sexual assault is, what a sexual offense is. Let me look at this. So it says here, being investigated and charged with a sexual offense. If following questioning, the police don't have enough evidence to charge you, they believe they may be able to obtain this evidence over time. You will be released on bail. You will be asked to return to the police station on a specified date for further questioning, at which time you could be charged, freed, or rebailed. If police decide to charge you, then, depending on the seriousness of the offence, you will be either freed on conditional bail or remanded in custody in prison. Bail conditions could include living at a certain address, surrendering your passport to police, or regularly reporting to a designated police station. Contact between you and any co-defendant or the alleged victim of the crime will usually be restricted. So telling your employer that you've been charged. So this is... So over here at the bouncer, he's talking about LV General is being managed by the War of Comedy. So what did he say now?
Yo, Van, as you can see, these are the owners, founders, yeah? They have to be taken accountability. And that is Presley, or Percy. You know me, I'm not great with the reading, but you catch my drift.
Yeah.
Founder. So you catch the drift?
Yeah, carry on.
And the reason why I'm going to say this, yeah, because the email, so they not only they manage LV, not only they manage him, obviously he's on the website, whatnot, under the bio. Yeah, not only if they manage him as a talent, there was awareness. So the victim saw a video get posted of LV on the Wall of Entertainment's YouTube. Let's say a month ago. And the victim emailed. The victim emailed and said, look, you guys are posting someone that sexual assaulted me.
Yeah, that pled guilty to sexual assault, everybody. And he's a sex offender, everybody. He's on the register, everybody. The police know this. I'm just reiterating the information that I am coming across, everybody. I'm not gossiping. So my thoughts right here, because I was thinking to myself, did the Board of Comedy know he pled guilty and had a case like this? That's the question. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's give them the benefit. What if they didn't know he was going through something? What if they found out later? I don't know. What if they just found out the same time everybody found out when it came out, when the bouncer released it, everyone? What's your thoughts on that? Let's go back to this again, unlock.org.uk. So it says right here, let me get the big screen up so everybody can see. So it says right here, telling your employer that you've been charged. So depending on your occupation or voluntary role, the police may take the decision to inform your employers of your arrest charge. If they don't, then generally there is no obligation on you to tell your employer about a pending conviction unless you are specifically asked to do so. This may be a condition in your contract of employment. However, there may be reasons why you would need to. For example, the removal of devices by police might make it difficult for you to work, especially if your phone, laptop are the property of your employer. You're worried that your employer may become aware of it from a third party, for example, the police. Okay, then. So, depending on the crime itself, the police may contact your employer or not. That's what I'm reading so far, depending on the seriousness, or depending on the nature of the case. So that could be maybe at the time they didn't have enough evidence, as we read people, and let him off on bail. So he knew what he was going through and he kept it to himself. So maybe I'm making an assumption, my hypothesis, people, that the War of Comedy, they didn't know because they weren't told. I'm assuming the police didn't tell them of the situation, and I'm also assuming that LV, of course, he's not gonna go up and tell them, I pled guilty, or I've got a sexual assault case on me. I'm working. I need to get this money. I live in goddamn London. I've got to pay goddamn 10 billion for goddamn rent in London, people. Them 10 billion pounds. So obviously, he's not going to tell. I don't think anybody in that situation is going to tell their employer that they are caught up in a sexual assault situation and lose their job when you got to look after your family as well. You could be the breadwinner. So I'm looking at it from a different perspective. That's not to justify his actions, people. So it says here, there is nothing in the law which states that an employer has to dismiss anyone charged with a criminal offence. So let's say that, people, I'm going to repeat that one more time. There is nothing in law which states that an employer has to dismiss anyone charged with a criminal offence. If you do disclose to your employer, then they will need to consider the nature of the offence, the nature of your job, and the extent to which it involves contact with other employees or members of the public. Where a lack of equipment or bail conditions prevent you from doing your job, an employer might consider redeploying you in another part of the business. Alternatively, they may decide to suspend you until the police investigation is concluded, and in some cases they may feel that the only option is to disassociate themselves from you, especially if they are worried about potential damage to reputation of the company or brand. So people, when it comes to people like Young Philly, and one of the reasons why people, from our perspective as the public, when you see his friends distance themselves from him, is because they don't want to ruin or inflict harm to their reputation, to their brand as well. It's about making the money out here. So you either, I think it's all dependent on your principles, on your morals, your values, and your principles. So if that's your friend and you're 10 toes down with your friend, and you know your friend isn't guilty of such a crime, you've got the choice to stand next to your friend, knowing that it's going to cause harm to your reputation, but you don't give a fuck about the money. You don't give a fuck about the reputation. You care about staying 10 toes down with your friend and supporting him, even though you might gonna get the backlash. Because when it comes out your friend is innocent, your friend will know that you are the real one. Or you could be speaking with your friend behind closed door and have a conversation with him and come to an understanding that, damn, I can't publicly stand by you, but I'm there behind the scenes. You get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, when it's in the public view, you do not have to speak on the case at all. Or you can if it was me, when I gotta think about the money, I'll say he's innocent until proven guilty. If the courts find him guilty, whatever. If he's innocent, other than that, I'm not saying nothing. I'm not speaking on it. You get what I'm saying? Or you can be like LV General, get on the podcast and start saying, well, Young Philly is a grown ass man. He can take care of his own responsibility. You get what I'm saying? You can say that, you can have the audacity to say that, and look what happened, everybody. God damn it. My man pled guilty to SA last year and is being charged with rape this year. Make you go, Jesus crime. So again, there is nothing in the law which states that an employer has to dismiss anyone charged with a criminal offense. So if I go in the wall of hate, the wall of, is it comedy? Let's go on this shit right here. Yeah. So 13 days ago, LV General, the post up at LV General 13 days ago. If I was them, I wouldn't post up at all. Unless that's your friend, like that's your friend, you stand behind your friend regardless of what they did. Regardless, if that's your friend, and you don't care if he pled guilty to sexual assault, you don't care about that. That's your friend. You stick by your friend, man. You stick by your friends. If that's your friend, post them up, man. If that was my friend, people listen to this. If that was my friend, you think I'm posting them up?
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no.
People, it's getting spooky out here. It's getting very spooky out here.
Hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband because they raping everybody out here.
Let's go on the Instagram. Hold on. let's go, Annie. So I just want to look. There he is. Is that LV General right there? So this was posted up. No, that's a pin. That's a pin. Let's look at this right here. So this was a day ago. Let's go to the next one. When was the last LV General? Ain't there? Did they take it down? I don't know. I think this is the last one right here. So this is the 13th of May. Look at that right there.
To say we can't get to the Champions League final. They tried to say we're
People, you can't play this no more. Arsenal, you can't even play this anymore, man. So the last one of him was the 13th. I can't be bothered to go through all of that. But yeah. So there you go. Let's get back to what the bouncer was saying.
Someone that's extra sorted me, and it comes with a conviction. In fact, this is the email that she posted, and it's safe to say when you have inquiries at the wall, like when you have these inquiries emails, these are the emails that brands, top brands, and these people email. So trust me, everyone sees their emails. Don't let these people ever say they didn't see this, because them not seeing and responding and acting and dropping, my man, it's caused another crime. Now, look, obviously, you know my reading's not great, but it's going to this. I'm writing anonymously as a former supporter of the Wall of Entertainment and regular viewer of your guests, the match, the content. I feel to formally raise a concern regarding your continued featuring and promoting of LV General on your platform. LV General, she just says, essayed me, and I am aware of multiple other women who have made similar allegations.
Multiple other women, people. And how many people knew? Because yeah, there's people that need. There's mandem. There's mandem like this, and other mandem no mandem like this. Making it make sense, but it makes sense to me. Let me translate that into better English, everybody. For the people who aren't hip to Ebonics and things like that. So the lady from the email, from what Bouncer read, he's saying that this person right here that sent the email said that she was sexually assaulted by LV General, and she knows multiple of other women that's been in the same situation. Is it truth? Is it a lie? I do not know. Who's this person? We don't know. I don't know where the emails come from, but since it's the bouncer, is already coming out with the receipts and all of that. So anywho, the point is, I was just saying earlier that everybody knows someone who moves dark out here in these streets, people. Everybody knows that one guy that moves weird, that moves funny style when it comes to women. Everybody knows one of them. We may not know if they actually did something. What we know, man, them out here that move away with women. And you hear the talks. Because I know women that have been in situations that haven't said anything. And they told me who it was. And when I look at the person and I see who they hang around with, it's one of them things, people. Birds of a feather flock together. You've heard that right there. Birds of a feather flock together. Some people, some man them have friends like this, but they overlook it. They look the other way.
There is supporting evidence relating to those allegations, including police reports, cases. I appreciate that you may not have been aware of these matters. However, continuing to provide this individual with public platform is deeply distressing to victims and send a
Because at the same time, let's put there's two perspectives from these people. There's one perspective where they may have not known about his case. Because again, people, we just read that the police don't have to inform the employer about the situation, and the employer and the employee doesn't have to inform their employer about their situation. So they may have not known about these whole heinous shenanigans. On the other hand, from another perspective, what if they did know, everyone? What if the world of comedy did know about his case and kept it between between themselves because they don't want to see their man not get no money out here in these streets? You get what I'm saying? Now, if they did know, I question their morality and I question their principles and I question their values. If they did know and gave man the platform, because I ain't got trying to give no pedophile and no sexual offender no platform on here. And if I didn't know and I ended up giving someone a platform who I didn't know was an offender, I am immediately coming out and saying I don't condone them kind of behaviors and them kind of actions. My bad for not doing my due diligence. People, sometimes when you're wrong, even though I didn't do that shit right there, and I'm definitely protecting my reputation and protecting my brands. Always guard your reputation with your life, people. That's one of the 48 laws. You come out immediately. If you don't condone anything, you come out immediately, put your hands up, say that you're wrong. If you're wrong, you're wrong. Say that you're wrong. Hell no. Anyway,
a message to viewers and supporters of your content. I am not contacting you for public attention or personal gains. I am contacting you because as someone directly attached, it is extremely difficult to watch a company continue to promote an individual accused of serious and it's a sexual misconduct. I respectfully ask that the Wall of Entertainment reconsider its decision to continue platforming LV General. Now, what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to do it again. I'm going to also put all of these emails and that in so you can see the emails. But what makes this even worse? And let me tell you why it makes it even worse. We go to that's that case. We're gonna go to this case. Obviously, it says YouTuber LV General charged with rape, blah 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 blah. 20th, it got published, obviously. Then it says social media personality comedian is charged with raping, and it says his real name, and it says that obviously he had court this week, but it says application hearing. He had put application hearing on the 8th of June, and it was denied. Oh, outcome which is not yet known. Probably denied.
One thing I want to say, young men out there, being horny can get you into trouble, man. Being horny can get you into trouble, you know. Just saying that. If your parents didn't tell you, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. No means no. There's too many women out here to be fighting over one woman. No means no. And if you can't get none, and if you're of age, go to the goddamn brothel, man. Go to the goddamn brothel. Use your hand. But god damn it, no means no.
But let's get into the key dates of this year. Just so you know, yeah. Johnson has been released on bail. Okay, that's the other guy, yeah? And it says the pair are expected to appear on Thursday. This is Thursday today. They got caught today.
Yeah.
Get me? And it says the offence are all alleged to have taken place in Lewisham on the May the 24th. In Lewisham on May the 24th. Let's go to the wall of comedy. So bear in mind.
Oh shit! So it happened. Let me go to the goddamn wall comedy first, everybody. So let's go back. Is it would it be this year? Wouldn't it be this year? Would be last year. So he's all over the wall of comedy anyway. So I can go back a year. They probably unlisted some videos, I reckon. And he's on there. So if I go 9 months back, I can see his face all up in the thumbnails right there. So what's Bouncer gonna say?
That this young lady has emailed them
So that email, what the main
about what's happened to her, saying stop promoting them. Guess what, guys? This was 10 days ago. 10 days ago. I'm not gonna play it because I'll get a copyright.
So what was it? What am I on? More of entertainment. Yes, more of entertainment. Go on.
To get copyrighted by these lot. So let me just show you. This here was 10 days ago. It shows here the wall of entertainment, 25k views. 10 days ago, they've received.
So where's that one? What? That's something language. Oh, it's this one right here. It's the latest video. They haven't posted anything since then. Interesting.
This. So what makes this even darker is he was in prison. They knew he was in prison because they managed him.
Oh Lord. So they did know about the situation, people. They did know about the situation. So what kind of company, what kind of entertainment platform gives someone who's pled guilty to sexual assault a platform to entertain children as well? Because I'm pretty sure the wall of entertainment's audience has children watching it as well. I would say maybe 13 and upwards. Am I saying that's the bulk of the audience? No, but I would probably assume most likely. And then I reckon it's between 13 and 40-year-old people. I think most of the audience probably in the 30s, 25, 35, who's grown up with them. So the people who've grown up with them, they're probably like 35 now. So I think that's the bulk of their audience, and they probably get a little bit. I'll probably get like, yeah, some of the 20s. Maybe like I said, I say it's 20 to 25. I think that's their audience, and I might get a bit of 16-year-olds and maybe under who find their brand of entertainment entertaining. So Bounce is saying he was in jail May 24th.
Days ago. It shows here the wall of entertainment, 25k views. 10 days ago, they've received this. So what makes this even darker is he was in prison. They knew he was in prison because they managed him. Yeah? Do you know how they knew he was in prison? Because they managed him.
Yeah.
And guess what, guys? He was in prison for weeks and weeks before. I actually kind of half knew. They knew he was in prison. But I'm going to say allegedly. But any manager, I promise you, any manager, any bookings.
Because if you get, let's say you're in a pickup, people, and you're up in the cell, you're up in prison, and you gotta let your employer know, damn, I can't come out and do the shows because in prison. What they're gonna ask, why you in prison? You either lied to them and said, damn, I punched somebody up, or something else. So it goes two ways. You could have lied to your manager about your charge or whatever it was, or you told them the truth. You told them the truth and they swept it under the rug. One of the two, I believe. One of the two. He either lied to them or you told them the truth. So if he lied to them, I don't blame them, because there's people that can spin a sweet lie and you be like, you know what? Yeah, we're going to wait until you come out. Or he told him the truth. And if the manager knew, whoever manages him, if they knew, goddamn, I question your goddamn morals. I question your morals.
Anyone, you say bookings, it means that you manage someone and it's them. Any manager, you would hear with someone's all of a sudden gone missing. Why has someone gone missing? What's happened? Are you with me? I want you to with me, because this is exposing the dark side of the UK industry and what they're doing and the power. And you're going to see how dangerous it is, because these are the same people that are producing content for Channel 4.0.
God damn it. So Channel 4, people at Channel 4, are you happy with this? Me, I remove all goddamn image of LV General. Everything has to go. I couldn't be friends. I question your morality if you're friends with a sex offender. That's all. I question your morality. Any sexual offenses? Nope. Let's say if I knew you since high school and I found out you're a sex offender, that I wipe my hands off you, man. That's it. Yes, the friendship was good, but if I'm finding out you was a nonce, a cat burglar. If I find out you're a cat burglar out here in these internet streets, out here in real life, we can't be friends no more. You can't get no help. Nope, that's it. But number one, let me tell you something. So a couple of days ago, look at this right here. Look at this right here. God damn, you just dumped all that shit right there, you know. This is, you know what? People, if this is Japan will send this bitch to jail, everyone. Yeah. Straight for just doing that. And I say, bitch, respectfully. Yeah. My lord. People, look at the black folk in the back, man. Look at the black folk in the back. Look at the black folk. Look at the black folk right there. Those black folk right there are appalled people. They're like, people, I just wanted to show you that, to say that this woman right here, Angie, I think her name is Angie Baez, a Knicks fan, and she was caught, someone filmed her stealing a public trash can, dumping the trash on the sidewalk and stealing it. And she works for JP Morgan Chase. I think that's a bank, people. And JP Morgan Chase must have caught wind of this viral video and fired her. Fired her ass. I assume because they don't want someone like that being a representation of their company, even though it's out of work hours or it's in their own time, even though the Knicks haven't won a championships in 54 years or 53 years. JP Morgan was like, nah, because if you can steal a trash can, you probably steal something in the goddamn bank. You get me? If you can do that in public, like people, the whole point of a trash can is to put your litter, put your trash in the goddamn can. That's the whole point of a trash can. A dustbin is to put your rubbish in the dustbin, to put your trash in the can. That's why the Americans call it trash can, to put the trash in the can. And people, she lost her 6-figure job because of that, you know. So the question is, if JP Morgan can fire one of their employees for dumping, because if that video didn't go viral, it probably wouldn't be an issue. You get what I'm saying? If it didn't go viral, she could have stole that trash can without anybody seeing everyone. No problem. She could have went to the store and bought the trash can for $165. That's how much it cost, you know, for a Knicks colored trash can. So are JP Morgan Chase wrong for firing her? I don't think they're wrong, because the video went viral. Everybody found out that she works at a bank. And now everybody's going to look at the bank thinking, so this is the type of employee that you employ at the bank. The bank people, the stakeholders and everybody's like, you know what? Nah, you're ruining our reputation. We need to get rid of you, and that's it, done. No problem. But in the world of comedy's case, the world of entertainment and Channel 4, because Channel 4, the world of entertainment is your representation as well. You allowed them to post up a sex offender continuously promoting sexual offenses, people. Is that what you're promoting, Channel 4? Promoting sex offenders? Channel 4, world of entertainment. I'm just asking the question, because if you knew, what's your explanation for it? If you didn't know, then okay. If he lied to you, then that's one thing. Very interesting, people. Very interesting. Let's see what the internet streets has got to say about this. Let's see what the internet streets got to say about this. So let's go over here now. This one goes, look at this. Let's get the big screen up. This is crazy. Everyone's gone crazy. When Philly sees LV in the yard. Yeah, man. What are you doing here? People running jokes already. Arsenal related rapist again. Another one. What's wrong with these? Got one here. What's wrong with these guys, man? Grown man acting like an animal, and you lot point scoring because of Arsenal are degenerates as well. Clearly don't give a F about the victim, just wanna run banter. Yeah, man. He goes, him and Philly had dark energy from the jump. But in young Philly's case, he's innocent until proven guilty. That's one thing people need to remember. But also, like I said before, birds of a feather flock together. But at the same time, some birds see what the other birds are really up to and decide to flock away. So, young Philly could have been could have been that guy right there. Because if you hear LV talk about it, he said, remember when LV said, Philly switched up on me, changed up on me, all about money. Maybe it went that shit. Maybe young Philly saw some shit that was going on with LV General and the people around him, where he thought, you know what, let me distance myself away from him, because I feel like this man's gonna get me in trouble. I don't know. I was making an assumption, people. But when you put the pieces together, it kind of makes sense in my mind. Maybe. You know what I mean? Let's see this.
From young, or would you say like
My brother.
you say you was getting girls from young, or would you
very
say
young.
like
My brother-
as you got older?
I'm the youngest out of 7, so I got older siblings in it. So my older brothers, I used to do the whole sneaky thing, where I'm hearing sex and I'll look through the door and.
That's where you learn.
I've seen too much.
You saw too much. So before porn, you was watching
I was
porn.
watching porn in front of my eyes, physically. Do you understand?
That's mad right there, you know.
I'm sneaking in. One time I was in the cupboard.
I think every man did that back in the day. You sneak. I don't know about watching your brothers smashing a girl. I don't know about all of that. But
I know my brother's gonna watch this now. I'm fucked.
Oh
I was in
my
the cupboard because
days.
I know he was wondering that day what was in the cupboard.
oh,
It was
so
me.
you
Like,
said
I was in the cupboard,
stealing porn.
bro.
Every man done that.
Taking notes.
Brother, I went in there before he come upstairs with the gal. No. I told myself today I'm gonna see some live old pum pum live old.
Oh
porn.
my
So
days.
in the cupboard, chilled, but I kept that. You know, it's creaking. That look, it was just too much going on. So I'm looking. It's kind of weird when I
Bro,
think
at
when I
that young
judge it.
age, that must have scared
Yeah, that shit kind of weird right there, everybody. That shit kind of weird.
man.
Like, I was
Watching everything.
watching everything, bro. I was analysing the whole thing. Then after that,
People. Watching this is a bit disturbing because I don't do these things. I don't know if any of my mandem has done this. Nobody has ever brought this up in conversation, everybody. We don't have conversations about, did you watch your brother long pipe the bitch from Brixton? Did you watch your brother put the chopper in the girl's mouth? I've had mandem that show me other girls pum pum and all that, everyone. Yeah, when the girl spreads the lips and sends it to sends a snap or sends a little sneaky video. Yeah, my man them will show you little videos and look what this girl showed me. Yeah, that's normal, but to sneak in your brother's room and watch, that's a bit. I don't know about
I
that.
just got into watching porn. I don't know what it was. I think he fucked me up. So I blame my bro.
God damn it, that sound desert thirsty right there, people. That's that right there, man. Man gave us a sneak preview of his childhood, everyone. What's the people say? This one goes, nigger behavior. My gosh. Anyway, people hate, doesn't discriminate. This is genuinely one of the worst things I've ever watched. LV means ladies violator general. That's crazy. Ain't anybody else talking about it? Not much. I'm trying to find something. So what does it say here? What's this right here? God damn it, what's this? So 20th January 2025, case against Augustine Alexander Mitchell, unique reference number. Okay. I am writing to let you know what has happened in this case in which you are a witness. At the hearing on the 30th January 2025 at Inner London Crown Court, Augustine Alexander Mitchell pleaded guilty to the following charges. 1, sexual assault contrary to Section 3 of the Sexual Offence Act of 2023. So I know for a fact you're on the sex offenders list, people. We've read this already, people. We went back. People, we read this on the unlock.org. Sexual offense convictions, what you need to know. We read this on there. So he is on the sexual offenders list. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to spew out misinformation, but from what I've read, you're on the sex offenders list. Number 2, sexual assault on a female. The case has been adjourned to the 7th of March 2025 at Inner London Crown Court for Augustine Alexander Mitchell to be sentenced. The case has been adjourned so that reports can be prepared to help the court decide upon an appropriate sentence. I will contact you after the next hearing to let you know the sentence passed. In the meantime, if there's anything else I can help you with, please contact me. So this is witness care from the witness care officer. Wow, this is dark. That's crazy. That's crazy. Has anybody on the timer spoke about this? You see what I got. So again, people, we recovered that right there. We covered that right there. It took 9 officers to restrain a black lady with crutches carrying food for her mum. Whilst in the meantime, we've got criminals escaping police custody, booking a flight to Ibiza. Can't make this shit up, everybody. And then we've got this. Where is he now? We got my man out here snatching pom pom off the goddamn streets. Wow. Let me actually let's go down. What's crazy is I just seen a video of him saying, "I'm not raised the same as Philly." The audacity in it, people. I need to find that video. What's the latest? What's this right here?
When you think
So we're on RTM right here, people. We're on RTM. Young Spray Show, Mr. Spray Show, Mr. Spray Show.
think he's a madman, no, I can set little traps and I'll find, you know what I mean? And I found out what it was. But I was lucky in that raid though. I got flush 4.5. I think. No, they're all similar. I got one. You see what they call porches. So anyway, not sorry calling madman, because I'm trying to explain it as it works. So you walk through the block of flats, and then it's more like the posh ones, not like.
I don't know if they're talking about young LV. What's Image Guy saying? Told my young G, if you see LV General, they are mash him up. People. Madness right there. Let me try to find out LV. You gotta be careful on the Twitter timeline because sometimes they like to drop some. What's this?
So what we're talking about,
Let's look at this. So Morgan Heights. This was June the 24th.
Always with their pants down, brethren. What's going on, brother, in our community? What's going on?
So what we're talking about right now is Arsenal content creator LV
You're
General.
cold-blooded. Man have to throw the gunners in there. That's cold.
Well,
You know,
that's how I
that's
know
a
him.
Liverpool hat on there.
That's how I know him. I don't
Oh, yeah,
I don't
Wayne
know him.
Richards. Yeah.
That's my. Every time I see him, he's in the top. So
Yeah.
like, yeah, and he wilding out in front of flipping train stations and stuff. Allegedly,
man, yeah.
What did he say? Allegedly, man didn't even make the man didn't even man didn't even make the parade.
Wait, there's no way.
Ooh, so I'm gonna put LV General Young Philly. Has everybody did everybody take down the videos? Oh, hold on. So here it is. So this is May the 20th. Well, this was posted, but I don't know when this happened. So LV General speaks on the downfall of his former best friend, Young Philly. Claims his ongoing cases are having a huge impact on his family, and his kids used to call him uncle. My God, people. This is goddamn cinema right here. This is cinema. Let's look at this right here.
Well, obviously it's the Philly one. Only because, like, like, my kids call him uncle, innit? So it goes way back. It's deeper than content days. Like, to chill out and whatnot. So obviously, it's deeper. You see, like, not going into it too deep, because I don't want everyone to think, oh, he's still bothered. I'm not. I've moved on. I'm fine.
You've been moved
Do you know
on
what I mean?
for
For a very long time.
But it is still a situation that was an awful thing.
Yeah, it was.
And it does impact.
You know what, this woman? Who is this woman right here? If I was this woman, I'll be thinking about, you were sitting in front of a sexual offender. He probably looking at you, looking like he was a piece of chicken, you know? Not to make light of the situation, everybody, but god damn it. I wonder what she's thinking now that she looks back on this, you know? Like, god damn, like, this guy, whenever you film this, let's say it was after May 24th. This is last year. But if it was last year, up until now, he's on that sex offenders list. And you didn't even know about it. God damn it.
That on different levels, not because of content so much. It was more to do with our friendship and that the things we spoke about. I used to manifest stuff and say, this is what's going to happen. And things started happening. Ian was meant to be doing this Ant and Dec thing. And then all of a sudden he just disappeared. And I think it's because of the money and the...
Why did young Philly disappear? He's about to say, is it because of the money?
Fame and, do you know what I mean? What came with it?
So we all know.
Nah, people say money changes you. But really, money just reveals who you really are. Maybe the money and being around a different group of people makes you realize the type of people who you were hanging around with. Maybe. You get what I'm saying? Was the money, maybe in LV General's mind, it was a money thing. Maybe in Young Philly's mind, it was, nah, you move different. I don't like how you like move. I don't know. Know that saying where there's smoke, there's fire? Because sometimes I think if you got one friend that's caught up in an essay situation, then you got a next friend that's caught up in the essay situation. I just think that the next friend over there, you're all in the same kind of situation. You're all, again, birds of a feather flock together. I don't know. But again, young Philly is innocent until proven guilty, everyone. Let's back up a bit.
Disappeared. And I think it's because of the money and the fame and, do you know what I mean? What came with it.
So we all know what he did was an awful thing to do.
Yeah, of course.
Innocent until proven guilty, lady. Innocent until proven... It's mad that she said that. Imagine the irony of saying that, people. The irony. This is goddamn cinema. Because women out here are stupid as well, you know. Not because most girl, not just... Let me back up. Let me rephrase it. She didn't even know that he was a sex offender, people. She didn't even know it. Because man put on an act. Women are so dumb. Man can put on a masquerade. Will you be charismatic? And then it takes for you to fly over to Dubai, spend a little time with him to find out he's a dark man all along. And people... that will lead up to Brit, a British girl, 23 years old, is facing death by firing squad in Dubai, blocked from seeing lawyer after distressing ordeal, people. She stabbed her boyfriend in the goddamn chest over there. Who she met online, people. So...
It was an awful thing to do.
Yeah, of course.
Would you have done the same if the roles
No
were
way,
reversed?
no way, I'm not like that.
People. Internet people.
Hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband because they raping everybody out here.
My gosh. Oh, look at this right here. Let me pull that up right there. Let me pull that up again, people. Let me pull that up again so you can hear it. Look at this right here, everyone.
Head.
Yeah.
And I think it's because of the money and the fame.
Yeah,
and
Let's get
the
back. Let's
Don,
review
I'm
it one more
fine.
You've
time.
been moved
Do you know
on
what I
for a
mean?
long,
For a
long
very
time.
long
But
time.
it is still a situation that was an awful.
Actually, let's go right back to the beginning. Let's go right back to the beginning. So, people, this is LV General right here.
Well, obviously it's the Philly one. Only because like like my kids call him uncle, innit? So it goes way back. It's deeper than content days. Like to chill out and whatnot.
So, Young Philly was your best friends, and you're not friends no more. But even, let's say, I'm not friends with my friends, I'm not going to talk on them publicly like this at all. Nah, there's a principle to it. Like, I'm not going to talk about this situation like this.
So obviously it's deeper. You see, like, not going into it too deep because I don't want everyone to think, oh, he's still bothered. I'm not.
Yeah.
I've moved on.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
You've been moved
Do you know
on
what I mean?
for a long,
For a very long time.
But it is
Yeah.
still a situation that was an awful thing.
Yeah, it was.
And it does impact.
The Young Philly situation. Look
But
at
it
this.
is still a situation that was an awful thing.
People, Young Philly is innocent until proven guilty, everyone.
Yeah, it was.
And
It wasn't, people. When he said that, yeah, it was.
it does impact.
You heard that on
on
his
different
voice.
levels.
Listen to
Still
it.
a situation that was an awful thing.
Yeah, it was.
And it does impact.
That on different levels, not because of content so much. It was more to do with our friendship and that the things we spoke about.
Yeah.
I used to manifest stuff and say, this is what's going to happen. And things started happening. Ian was meant to be doing this Ant and Dec thing.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, he just disappeared.
Yeah.
And I think it's because of the money and the fame.
Yeah,
and
of course.
So, from LV's perspective, the reason why him and Young Philly don't get along or their friendship came to an end is because when the money started to come in, he switched up and he went off with a new crowd. That's from his perspective. What was it from Young Philly's perspective? We don't know, but let's assume maybe Young Philly saw that, you know what, I need to disassociate myself with you because I'm seeing things that I don't want to be associated with when I'm around you. Maybe I need to move off because you're going to jeopardize my money that I'm making over here because you're moving mad.
do you know what I mean? What came with it?
So we all know what he did was an awful thing to do.
Yeah.
And number one, people, just to clarify what she said, we all know what he did. We don't know what he did because he hasn't been proven of any charge yet. He's innocent until proven guilty. Until he's get found guilty, then we know. And also, people are already covered the Young Philly situation on the main channel, so go over and check that out.
Of course.
Would you have done the same if the roles
No
were
way.
reversed?
No way. I'm not like that.
People, look at that. One more time.
It was an awful thing to do.
One more time.
I mean, what came with it?
So we all know what he did was an awful thing to do.
Yeah, of course.
Would you have done the same if the roles
No
were
way.
reversed?
No way. I'm not like that. Come from
People have to say it again.
Had your kids, had your wife, and had your husband because they raping everybody out here.
My Lord. Is that irony, man? This is like... the irony. So this guy, one by Hamza right here, look at this right here. He says, he goes, yo, what the F is that question she asked at the end? My God. Why did she ask, would you have done the same thing? Huh? It's a dumb question, people. And you sat right in front. Imagine if I was that lady right there. I have to take this shit down, man. Take it down off your platform. But you know what? It's gonna live forever on the internet. God damn it, it's dark out here. It's dark out here. What's the situation? LV General had so much to say about young Philly. Now look at him. Yeah. Crazy, crazy. Crazy, crazy. Let me see what people are saying. This one going. So it says here, London YouTuber LV General is charged with raping woman in Lewisham. The comment says, almost like there's a recurring theme with this group of YouTubers. God damn it. Ruzi says, the Black Choco Brothers. Man. Anyway, people, I think I'm done with LV General right about 9-1. Everyone, we're going to go on a little break. But don't forget, everyone, don't forget, grab yourself a mug right there, everyone. Grab yourself a mug, the internet courtroom mug. You can fill it up with coffee, you can fill it with tea, you can grab one from me and fill it up with some Hennessy, everyone. That was off top. That's it, off top. You can fill it up with coffee, you can fill it up with tea. If you grab one from me, you can fill it up with some Hennessy. Shipping worldwide, people, shipping worldwide. All funds will be invested in the channel to make it better. Or you can donate. You can make a donation right here, people. You've got to pick a pocket or two. You got to pick a pocket or two. People, you can make a donation right there. You can make a donation. If you like what I do, you can make a donation. You can just put in your name, put in like a message. If you make a donation, I might even turn your message into a webcomic right here, everybody. Get famous and post it up. Or grab yourself a t-shirt right there, man, wherever you're from. You get what I'm saying? We got some tees right there. Look at that. We got some tees right there. You can grab yourself a t-shirt if you want to. Everybody, I'm going to go on a little break. And then we're going to be back. Where is it now? With this lady right here. People, British lady. She's 23 years old. Facing firing squad in Dubai, everybody. I'm going a little break and I'm going to be right back, okay? Yep. Oh, people, I'm back. Yeah. Yes, everybody. So people, I am your host, Bad Guy the Entertainer, aka Inspector H, aka Inspector H. Call me what you wanna call me, people. And this is the Internet Court of Public Opinion, everybody. So the next story we're getting into right now is British influencer 23 facing firing squad death penalty in Dubai. Oh my God. Good Lord. So everybody settle down, everyone. Let's get into this topic right here. This is my lord. So we over at Lads Bible. Who wrote this? Brianna. Is it Brenna? Brenna Cooper right there. Brenna Cooper. Give her a round of applause. Brenna Cooper. Or Brina. Is it Brina Cooper? Is it Brenna Cooper? Anyway, an utterly terrified young woman could face the death penalty in Dubai after being accused of killing a man she met online. People, the dangers of online, man. The dangers of online. With her mom saying she had never seen her daughter so frightened in her life. According to a report released by Detained in Dubai, British national Brooke George has been arrested and charged with premeditated murder in the Gulf nation after stabbing a 26-year-old man she met online. George, a TikToker and former shop worker, had traveled to Dubai to meet a British man after connecting with him on Facebook. However, the relationship allegedly turned abusive and controlling upon second visit. With it being claimed that the man assaulted her after an evening out in Caffrey's bar in Jumeirah Village. Jumeirah Village. Okay. After contacting her family about the incident, George attempted to return to the UK but was punched hard in the face and attacked while trying to recover her passport from the apartment. This is where she says she reached for a knife in self-defense. My God. So George was arrested by authorities on the 22nd June 2026 and charged with murder, meaning she could face death by firing squad if convicted. My Lord. People, I think this goes back to, if you fuck around, you're going to find out. Go to a next person's country and you get up to badness, you're going to find out. Like that boy, what's his name? What was that boy's name that went to Dubai? I forgot his name. Went to Dubai, he had sex with a girl, came back home to the he got detained because the girl's parents called authorities from UK that they had underage sex or whatever. He got detained for maybe a year. Anyway, he got released, and then after that, man got caught up in shenanigans and got killed in a car crash. That's crazy, isn't it? So he escaped, and he's lucky because the maximum conviction would have been 10 years in prison. And at the end of the day, he lost his life. The first time how I see it was, God gave you a chance to fix up. The second time was, you weren't listening. That's how I see. That's my perspective of seeing it. Because you could have lost your life in another country, serving time away from your family, but you had the opportunity to come out and just be away from the badness, but you ended up in a situation and you lost your life. Maybe it weren't your situation, but maybe it comes down to having poor judgment and being around the wrong friends. And your friend who was driving the car led you into a situation where you lost your life. What, 5 months after being released from Dubai? That's crazy. 3 months. Not even, it wasn't even that long. Anyway, right here, concerns about violence against women and the right to self-defense. After the incident, she attempted to flee back to the UK, but was arrested at Dubai International Airport and is now being held in Bur Dubai police station. Her family says she was in a state of shock when arriving at the airport and had visible bruising on her face. This case raises serious concerns about violence against women, the right to self-defense due to possess the treatment of British nationals detained in overseas. To be fair, in other people's country, it's almost like you can't. No, if you go to someone else's country, if they got laws, if you fuck around, you're gonna find out. I can't argue with the next country's laws if I weren't born and raised there. So, however they treat domestic violence over there is how they treated it. Why did you go over there to meet a stranger who you didn't know from online? That's the goddamn question. You met a madman online, and this is what happened. This is the result. This is the consequences of meeting people you don't know online, everybody. You end up in a situation like this, away from your family, away from home. Nobody really knows what the real situation is. Yeah, you got yourself in a domestic situation, but it resulted in you losing your life and maybe physically losing your life. I guess if you're in a domestic situation, you have to somehow play the game smart, because if your passport and everything is in his possession or at the apartment, you could at least waited or came back with people. Or you know what? You could have called the police to escort you to the apartment and got your belongings. If you're in somebody else's country, why can't you call the police? What happened to calling the police to escort you to the apartment and escort you to... You get what I'm saying? There's ways to avoid the situation because you're not married to the man. Anything like that. And maybe, and again, if he had possession of your belongings, you're not married to him, call the police, make the police escort. I'm talking about for the ladies. Make the police escort you to the man and take your things and go back to the goddamn airport. Man. Hold on. Where was we? So, Brooke maintains that she acted only after being subjected to a violent assault in a genuine fear of her safety. She should be treated not merely as an accused person, but as a presumed victim of violence whose allegations and documented injuries deserve proper investigation. We will be working to ensure that her rights are protected, that she receives a fair trial. Do Dubai care about British rights? That's the question. Do they care? It's their land. You get what I'm saying? It's their land. They can do what they want. If you're gonna go to somebody else's land, you respect the land, right? That's another issue with the UK as well. That's why we got problems, because everybody is outraged because there's different creeds here and the different tongues, and also there's people in the country who are illegal or who are undocumented, and we don't know if they're sex offenders or whatever being let in, and everybody's being angry because justice is not being served. You get what I'm saying? So she just got herself in a situation where I believe could have been avoided. Because if he was getting assaulted when he was out there, you should have gone to the police, right? Was the police notified? The Dubai police notified about how he was being treated? If you got hit the first time, that should have been a sign that you pack up and goddamn leave. That's it. But you know what? I've already questioned her morals from the fact that she picked up and left London to fly over to Dubai to meet some man that she met online. That already tells me her mentality, that she's dumb anyway. You understand what I'm saying? She's dumb anyway. It's sad that she's in a situation like that, but you're dumb. Because who raised you to do something like that? My parents and my parents taught me not to speak to strangers online, let alone I was taught not to speak to strangers off the roads, let alone speak to strangers online. But people nowadays has made online a personal place, has made online their personal haven. So they feel like if they meet someone online and they type the right words and all of that and say the right things that woo you, suddenly everyone's just falling in love. It's crazy. I'm flying out to next countries to meet someone you don't know. People haven't learnt from catfish. People have not learnt from catfish. Catfish is one level. This right here is another level where you met someone online and it got to the point where you had to kill them because you was in fear of your life. And I bet you this girl didn't know that man for long. I bet you it was less than 6 months. Maybe less than 3 months before she decided to pack up and fly over to Dubai and then keep your things in his possession. Why didn't she fly over to Dubai and get her own liquor apartment or whatever? Who raised you? Anyway, people, what's your thoughts on that right there? Man, I'm done with that right there, man. Yeah. Anything else happen in the timeline? People, that was the internet court of public opinion. And I'm going to finish up right there, everyone. I'm going to finish up right there. Don't forget, what's on Hate TV? 6 channels, people, 6 channels. And people, that's the end. So until next time, we shall review the next crimes, everybody. Blimey, I'm out here. So again, if you're new or existing, grand day to you. Whatever time zone you are located at, grand rising, grand afternoon, and grand evening. People, it's a Sunday. What you having for Sunday dinner? Let me know. American people, what you having for Sunday dinner later this evening? My Lord. People, I need to go put some chicken on in the oven. So I'm out here. In a bit. Whoa. Excuse me. Hey, internet people, what's happening in these internet streets? Oh my God. Welcome to the abbreviated stuff shopping network, people, where we hate everyone, but we love the internet citizens who keep the channel alive. Woo! If you've been watching the rants, people, and you're ready to show your support, come over here and buy some shit. Get that Skrilla, people. Get the Skrilla. If you got Skrilla, come over here and buy some shit. We got the Birmingham Blue, the Manchester Red, or you can get yourself a mug. Like this one right here, people. Go and get yourself a mug and fill that bitch up with 0 fucks, people. Internet people, every single purchase goes straight into keeping the rants coming, the episodes dropping, and the chaos alive, people. The chaos alive. Head over to abbreviatedstuff.com, people. There's the website. Look at that. Come on, people. As seen on Hate TV. Go grab some shit now.